An overdose of cookies.
Let's get hyped.
Yes.
Going ham on creeps.
Hell yeah.
This is what you came to America
Now
for.
this is when I actually wake up.
Yeah.
And now we're going to cast a very, very interesting game with
Yeah.
Orange Esports and LGD China. These guys have been playing lots these last few days. This is the 7th games in 24 hours for them.
Damn.
They're tired of seeing their faces. Actually, they are watching their faces all the time because they're sitting next to each other
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
In a LAN environment.
How can you not get hyped for that?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, who doesn't get hyped for that? And as we see right now, the bans and picks have started.
You know, I gotta say,
Yes.
that's one thing I really hate about Dota and the way it works.
You hate Dota?
Well, I don't hate Dota. Just this is like in StarCraft. Like the game begins, people get hyped up,
Right.
and then they farm minerals, and then the hype is gone.
Yes.
In Dota, you get hype, and then you get into the drafting phase, and then the hype's gone.
the hype's gone. Don't worry, we're going to make this super hype and interesting. Let's talk about how Anti-Mage
Talk
is
about
such
Anti-Mage
a
for a
crucial pick that makes all games super interesting going into 80 minutes and making
I actually think
so
AM
much
is
fun.
such an interesting hero. That's just
It's an interesting hero. How is Anti-Mage an interesting... Okay, I give up about actually analyzing the picks and bans. Viewers at home, you feel free to analyze whatever we're going, but why is Anti-Mage an interesting hero? It has 2 active abilities.
It's not the hero
One of them
in
is the
terms
most
of abilities.
generic.
It's about the abilities to change up your item builds.
Okay.
And the order you get those items. For example, getting a Treads first into a Battle Fury versus getting a Battle Fury into Treads. It might sound like the ultimate same thing at the end of the day, but it really isn't.
How is Alchemist not more versatile than Anti-Mage in that regard?
Yo, Alchemist just want to farm all day.
Anti-Mage wants to fight from level 1. Look,
He does, man. Look,
Yes.
Have you not seen those blink into body block into first blood kills?
Yes, absolutely. All
Please.
the time.
All the time.
Yes, I see them in the top 10s in WoW, Dota, and Dota. See them and everywhere right now.
You see in every Anti-Mage
Yes,
game too.
Anti-Mage has so much fun early game right
He
now.
does.
Absolutely.
And look at these other heroes. Weaver just run away.
We were just
Shadow Demon just make sure you don't get kills.
Don't you think Weaver has like versatility in item builds?
No, he just runs away.
It just wiggles his slow
Look
little
okay, tell me what item he get.
anti-tail.
Lincoln Sphere helps him run away.
Not really.
BKB helps him run away.
Not really.
Radiance helps him run away but doing some damage while running away. You see the issue here?
That's not how it works. You can
Anti-Mage, he has blink and he blink in and fight you.
You get MKV, you get a heart so that you don't have to run away. You get a butterfly.
I think Game 2 of Orange Esport and LGD has started on a south note. This is the Alienware Cup. We are in the playoff stage. Loser does not go home. Winner, of course, is continuing to move on. Orange Esport up 1 game. Are you
And
excited,
LGD
Bruno?
Gaming will be able to win the other 2.
Well, I already predicted LGD 2-0, so...
It's going to be not 2-0. That much I can tell you.
I just don't see how anybody can get bored by a...
I'm not getting bored. I mean, that sounds like I'm disrespecting the teams. 2 of the best teams in the world. What I'm saying is that they play very, very safe. Very, very deliberate. Which is good for them. But I like people making mistakes. Because mistakes make for interesting games.
You should have cast with LD yesterday.
I think so, right?
With the...
Where were you during that 75-minute throw fest?
Yeah. That's...
Missed you, buddy.
I think Bruno was in bed with me then.
we were in bed
Yeah,
at the moment.
watching other games. One key thing to point out in this particular draft is that Windrunner has not been selected, and that's definitely the hero that I'm carefully watching which team selects it. And also, LGD Gaming has finally found out that they need to ban out Sand King.
Yes.
After 6 or 7 games against Orange Esport, they're like, yeah, maybe he's actually pretty good on that hero. So they do ban him.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have Sankin, but he has Lina right now. I'm thinking next team will play the Shadow Demon. I think that's what he plays.
Yes.
So, I mean, going back and being serious for a little while, just for a little while, I'm going to Goofy in a few minutes. But Shadow Demon and Lina, what it normally means is that you will have 3 solo lane farmers and you will have two support that will mostly rotate.
Right.
And if you think about it, can you rotate on the Bat Rider? With that combo, you can. Like, Bat Rider does not have an instant escape mechanism. He can Firefly away, but he doesn't get faster when Fireflying. He doesn't get magically immune or something like that. Yeah, exactly. It's just, you can gank the Bat Rider. You can't probably gank the Anti-Mage, but you will be able to just harass their supports. And again, Windrunner, kind of like Bat Rider. Yeah, you can get physically immune, but with the Soul Catcher and the couple of stuns of the Lina, if you pop it at the right time, even if Windrunner gets to pop the Windrun, if you wait until that for the disruption, then the Windrun is wasted.
Yes.
And if you don't waste, you pretty much half of it will be wasted on the Lina's stun as well. So, couple that can gank, that can put some pressure in all of the other lanes. Weaver, very survivable solo hero. Now Orange has two more solo heroes to pick. And whatever they pick, they have to know that they will be playing against an Anti-Mage and a Bat Rider. So it can't be a hero that's crucial and can't be picked, and that's a Kunkka.
Yeah, I really like this a bit, as a counter pick. First, it combines very well with Shadow Demon and
Yes.
Lina. It gives you yet another stun. It comes off as a long-range initiation. Secondly, it's a fairly tanky hero that you're not too afraid of leaving the lane. We were talking about that with Shadow Demon and Lina. Supports that like to roam too much, you want to end up with heroes like Weaver or Windrunner, heroes that you could roam off of the lane to, and they will be mostly fine. Kunkka kind of falls in that territory where he's fairly tanky. Last but not least, X marks the spot. Very good against Anti-Mage, very good against Windrunner, Bat Rider.
Yep.
So until those heroes get BKB. So Orange Esport, as per usual, looking to dominate the laning phase, and Kunkka, again, very good with Highbringer, with the long initiation range. So I haven't seen them play it too much. I think Mushi is the person that plays the hero.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and I wouldn't be surprised. It kind of looks like a Mushi hero.
Yeah.
It feels like very high
Well,
impact.
not in the sense that it's a melee. I never really see him play melees too much.
Yeah, but Kunkka is not really melee, because he doesn't
Right.
have to get in melee range to just go for you. And I get some music, so I think the disco time has started. Either that or a cell phone's ringing.
Apparently Bruno don't like Latino music.
I don't like Latino music.
I'm surprised.
I don't like Latino music because it's a long explanation. But let's talk about Lion. Lion? Solo mid Lion?
No, it's gonna be a support
Ah.
line. I know.
Ah,
Support line is gonna be.
why no support Windrunner?
You know what? I think so too.
Or, yeah.
You can't solo mid line. His stats is so.
No, you.
bad.
I mean, to be honest, you can't solo mid Lion against Kunkka.
Yeah, you really can't.
Especially against
His
Kunkka.
damage, his animation, it's very lackluster. His stat growth is it's okay. You could use Impel to get some harass and last hits, but like your Impels is just as good as Tidebringer in terms of damage output, and his comes for free. So you're like, well,
Now here, bam, off lane Treant Protector. Not gonna happen. That's not Orange.
yeah, that's not Orange Esport. Orange Esport is gonna do some off lane. In fact, I think they will
They
also
still have the
try
long,
lane.
they still have the long druid if they want to go for it.
Yeah, KYXY does definitely play a very good lone druid.
So they have that, or they can go for a safe lane. They can go Gyrocopter, still available. I'm not particularly a fan of Gyrocopter versus Anti-Mage, but
What?
he clearly is.
Well, Gyrocopter is actually fairly good against supports like Leshrac and Line, because no matter where you are in a team fight, you're just going to get hunted down.
Right.
He's actually fairly good against some mobility-based heroes, because a lot of people forget that the cooldown has a big slow component.
Yes.
That goes through BKB, so that's going to be a big factor as well. But to me, it's all about the Wombo combo setup. Whoever gets disrupted, he's dead.
Yes.
Because disrupt into Torn, LSA, into cooldown.
To boat.
Yeah. And that's a ton of AoE. The bow is, with the Coca Rum, does great against Post Nova, does great against Impel Finger, so yeah, I feel like this lineup is fairly decent. I'm with you that in the fact that I don't really like the Gyrocopter, but, you know, we haven't seen Gyro for a while.
It's not that I don't like the hero. I just think that in a 1v1 matchup against Anti-Mage and Gyrocopter gets the short end of the stick right there. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's LGD Orange for the 7th time in 24 hours. Let's introduce the teams, and you can go with Orange first.
Yeah, Orange Esport up one game in this best of 3 series. Mushi is going to be playing the Kunkka. He is going mid as If you look at his item build, quick bottle rush here. Extinct's gonna be handling the Lina. Ohio's gonna be playing the Weaver. KOXY on the gyrocopter, and Net fortunately doesn't have Sanking this game, and he's gonna be playing Shadow Demon. I do want to note that Extinct usually plays a Shadow Demon, and we were predicting that Lina was gonna handle by Net, but they were swapping it for this game.
Apparently so, and we have for the side of LGD China, we have DD playing the Leshrac, we have Sylar against playing the Anti-Mage, and DDC will be playing the Lion. I kind of get some flashback of
X-Lion?
X-Lion.
Yeah, X-Lion plays solo mid, so...
Yeah, but it was good times back then. He was such an amazing Lion
back
player.
on top lane here, Syla, Torrent, Bow, everything's gonna hit, and we did say whoever gets stunned is gonna get first blooded or die, but he's gonna be okay. Anybody's gonna pass him himself? No, he's gonna just blink all the way back to base. He's gonna miss like the first wave or so, unless somebody buys him like a teleport scroll. I don't think actually that was a good use of... What?
That's a big win.
Is there a TP waiting for him somewhere? Anybody have TP goal?
I don't know.
Oh, Windrunner. Yao has to buy one for him. Like, he has to, right?
Has to. We hope so. And
does he? I'm looking at Yao.
I'm just looking at Sylar right now.
Nobody buys him a TP.
Maybe when Ryan's Bad Ryan is trying to get a couple last hits.
Nope.
No, he's just walking back.
So, question time. Is that first minute of salve worth missing a first wave of EXP? Now, granted, your 2 support gets it, which is not a bad way, but you're the one row carrier. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like the wrong decision. I guess no one had enough money. I mean, Bad Rider had.
Windrunner did.
Windrunner did?
Yeah, Bad Rider obviously did as well.
Yeah.
So it's a conscious decision to not buy it. I'm not sure whether that is correct decision.
Well, he literally lost the first 2 waves, which is not what you want to see when you're playing a carry like Anti-Mage that relies on getting the quick Battle Fury so that he can actually make an impact into the game. Gyrocopter will have a nice time. Unfortunately for Gyrocopter, he only got 1 CS. So now it's 1 and 3 versus 1 and 1. I guess they're kind of breaking even, and they couldn't get a jump on the supports because they were playing very, very passively. But this trial will definitely be very interesting right now because the Lion Leshrac kind of reminds me of the Sand King Leshrac lane from the other game. If you can land the first stun, then you can do lots of damage. But then again, as we said before, Net and X will be able to rotate in the future if the trial is going well. Unfortunately, the fact that they're going offensive means that they can't leave the Gyrocopter alone for that match. Unless they just don't want the Gyrocopter to get anything.
Yeah, and this is the first time I've seen between LG versus Orange Esport that LG actually has better lane overall in the entire game, which is fairly rare. Bat Rider is going to match up fairly well against Mushi. We saw Mushi backing off after he got 4 or 5 stack. He just has to respect the diving power of Xiaowei, and there you go. 5 stack up, the harass is coming up from Xiaowei. On the bot lane, I don't want to say Windrunner has the absolute advantage. I think Weaver will eventually win the lane once they're like level 5 or 6-ish. But for now, Yao's going to have the slight advantage, and let's see if he could build any momentum there. And meanwhile, despite missing a wave, you talked about the CS differential here, and Sylar's still doing okay, and poor man shows...
he's not doing okay, he 3-1.
Well, now he's not doing fine, but he was doing okay for a while, but now Gyrocopter catching back up. The Orange support's trying to tango through, and I think they're looking for a kill here.
Well, if they can land the stun on anything that's not Anti-Mage, they can clearly get a kill. Oh, like Leshrac was really baiting for KYXY, but if you have the Lion, why don't you try and go with the Lion? Lion is level 2, which means that he has Earth Spike for a total of a 1.5 second stun or something like that. And then Hex with 1.75. That's enough lockdown for that and Leshrac to get a kill on someone, but they have to be very, very careful because if you decide to go on the Gyrocopter, there's just all you need is 1 disruption, and the Gyrocopter can walk away freely. Yeah,
I feel like the mana is a little bit more precious on the LGD side. Impale, definitely one of the more mana-intensive spells, especially for a line who doesn't have exactly the highest mana pool. They're gonna go right on Leshrac. Leshrac should be okay. They're basically these.
Was Light Strike a raid just to burn some trees?
I think so. And now the range creep's gonna come through. I do want to say that I mean you're playing the defensive trialing with Anti-Mage. I don't think you're trying to go for any kills here. So.
Well, I mean, if you can get the Shadow Demon, you can try and go for it. But if you can get anything else, the Shadow Demon will bail you out every single time. And that's the beauty of that hero. As defensive as he is, it means that you can also play aggressive. And you can be your mistakes can be forgiven just because this hero has an amazing spell in disruption right now. Going back to the mid lane, Xiao 8 is now starting to feel a little bit of the pain. When you get to level 5 as a Kunkka...
X is going to be used right there. He doesn't have Torrent to follow up. He did use it earlier as a harass. Decree Wave not going to do enough. The bottle is going to come through for Xiao 8. Xiao 8 is not, unfortunately, unable to really find any kills.
Well, oh wow, it's level 5, but he decided to go 1 to 2. What do you think of this? Like going 1 to 2 so early in X?
Yeah, we definitely see... Oh, you mean Kunkka?
Kunkka, yeah.
Yeah, this build has been a little bit more popular, taking X early, but looks like Mushi's going to get driven back. But generally, we don't see X till like level 8 or 9. I think it's allows him, once he gets a good rune, like a haste up top, to kill Anti-Mage or to kill Windrunner.
Right.
So he's definitely preparing for the ganks that will be coming eventually. But if Xiao A's doing a very good job lane controlling here, then Kunkka will not have time to do those ganks.
Sylar! He went so greedy. He went for net as a counter initiation. He knew he had the damage to kill him. Just needed 1 or 2 more right clicks. But just because he blinked so greedily, he got the great stun from Lina and Rocket Barrage. As long as he, even if you have 1 point on spell shield, which he didn't have, it's a lot of damage early game.
Yeah, he's actually been saving a point. If you look at his, has he gone stats? He's gone stats, which I think stats is common on Anti-Mage, but
you want that first point in spell shield.
yeah,
no matter what.
it could have mattered in that situation there, especially against Rocket Barrage. I think it would have mattered. Back in the mid lane, do look towards Xiao H trying to go for a kill. If you land a very good flame break right into your flaming lasso, you definitely can get a kill. But unfortunately, he's
remember that it's kind of harder right now since they fixed. Oh, there's a torrent.
Oh,
he missed. It's kind of harder to land a flame break right now because the flame break used to
do
push
it right now.
The flame break, because it used to be that if it hit you, it pushed you 300 units like in the opposite direction. But right now, after I think Dota 2 patches ago, it pushes you proportionally to how far the projectile exploded to you. So if the projectile explodes way too far from you, and now we have an exit the initiation, they get that. Wow, the mode, everything. Yep, you're not surviving that.
Yeah, when the Shadow Demon has a haste rune initiate like that, and Soul Catcher flies off, yeah, every nuke just follows up so easily. That's a kill that you can't really give away because you need to dominate Mushi, and Mushi doesn't have his usual start where he just wins the lane flat out, but he's doing okay. And as a Kunkka, all you really need to do is do okay early on, because once you have phase, once you have drums, you can kind of just walk over the map and start getting kills, because keep in mind that he does have the couple points into X marks the spot early, so.
Okay, Anti-Mage is still level 3 to this level 5 gyrocopter. I don't know if it was that first wave that he had to go back and heal, but this is looking very, very terrible for LGD right now. That lane is losing. If you look at the CS in the bottom lane, it's pretty even between Ohio and Yao. But Ohio getting level 6 right now means that he can go very, very aggressive on the Windrunner. Windrunner just popped Windrun, so she had to go back. Once you don't have that spell, you can't try and trade against the Weaver, because the Weaver will always out-damage you. And even if you deal lots of damage, just one time lapse, and it's going to be back to 0 for her.
I mean, are you completely surprised at all that LG is down in the laning stage? It just is a common reoccurrence that we see all the time.
Yeah, but as you said before,
I thought they had better lanes in this game.
I mean, the Lion is kind of weak in the laning phase.
Right.
But that's the only thing that I
mean,
can
you're
see.
supposed to play defensive up top, so it's okay to have some sort of the weaker hero, as long as you just stay back and have your impel, just for your carry. But Sylar needs to get some farm. The mid lanes and the side lanes need to be winning, but they're not really winning that hard. In fact, looks like mid lane we're going to see X. Torrent's going to fly, dude. There's no boat here. And Xiao Ace could have made a go on Mushi, stacking him up right now, but the rotation is coming from Weaver, so I'm not sure if he's aware of that, and he shouldn't be staying for too long.
Can they do this right now? I mean, Kunkka has clearly the mana for an X and a Torrent and a Vote if he wants to go for it.
Yep,
Here comes.
goes.
Yep, and Vote is not needed really. It's Xiao 8 getting something, but yep. The time walk. Ohio is back on full health. Mushi winning this lane not by virtue of CS, but by virtue of getting the proper ganks and getting the kills on the Bad Rider. Anytime you kill the Bad Rider, Blink Dagger is farther and farther away. It's 812, only unreliable gold.
Top lane.
Oh, top lane. We see the initiation, the cooldown. Will Sylar be able to blink? Yes, he does, just in the nick of time. But now, he kind of has to run away, and the two supports are leave exposed. Lion, as I said before, not not creating so much of an impact this game right now. KYXY, so clutch in that Alchemist last game, now getting whatever he wants in this gyrocopter. And that gyrocopter is rushing a BKB.
Yeah, they definitely would have got the kill if Extinct definitely missed time as LSA. Yeah, so the call down as well as the LSA stun would have gotten enough. Mushi back in the mid lane here. There you go, the flame break. Where's the flaming last? Oh, still on cooldown because you used the mid. Oh no, I mean he dropped such a good flame break as an open, unfortunately.
It's not going to be enough, and now he tries to keep the stacks, but Mushi is going to lose those 4 stacks, and now he can come back and just try to farm this lane. Finally, 4 points in Tide Ringer means that he'll have an easy time getting the last hits he wants. And not much gold on him, just a bracer, probably going into drums, but when he gets to that Shadow Blade or something like that, it will become very, very scary.
Yeah, so now Anti-Mage checking on his farm up top. Finally we hit level 5, and he does have those 1 point everything, gets stats as well. Really needs that Ring of Health very desperately up top, but now the rotation coming out from Orange Esport, this is unsurprising at all. This is the second rotation mid, and if they get a Bat Rider a second time, we expect Bat to dominate the lane. In fact, he's being forced off the lane, farming a big jungle stack, which is pretty decent here for Xiaowei to play a little bit of catch up. He's going for the complete naked rush.
I'm getting a disconnect right now.
Okay, I'll try my best to give you guys the play-by-play here. The supports are going to be running right into the Bat Rider, but instead they want somebody else, and that's going to be DD, the Leshrac. Leshrac is going to go down, but as a result, they are going to get pick off of Lina, or will they? They'll flame break on cooldown. Lina runs about. Oh, nice power shot snipe here from Yao. Going to get the return kill. So, 1-for-1 trade. Is it on me now? Alright, good stuff here. Xiao missing a shackle shot or two, but pretty good recovery here. More importantly, Xiaowei being able to pick off a big stack, and also being able to retain the gold. Up to 1600 gold, they need to get the Blink Dagger ASAP. Throughout all of that, Sylar getting a ton of free farm up top, and well, that's definitely what he wants. Got a Quelling Blade, got a Ring of Health, and trying to get themselves back in the game.
Yes, I'm back in the game.
Back in the game? Alright,
Yes.
Kawa, thank you for...
Bye, guys. Yes. Okay, well, we missed that, but it's 4-1 now for Orange, which still means that they're dominating quite a lot. As you said before, that Bat Rider kind of close to that Blink Dagger. That stack that he was able to clear was very important. Also, the assist they got from the kill. I don't know who they killed right now.
They killed Lina, I think. Yeah.
They killed Lina, yeah. It's 0-1 and 3. Torrent was going to miss right now, but yeah. Xiaowei getting that Blink Dagger is very, very important right now, because that's the spell that allows them to just rotate their supports and try to get some kills. It's not like they lack lockdown. They have Windrunner Shackle Shot, 2 stuns on Lion, 1 more on Leshrac. But getting that Blink Dagger so that he can get up close and personal to whoever he wants to go on, and that will have to be the Shadow Demon in a team fight, is kind of huge on Xiaowei. Now he will clear this creep wave and he will be ready for it, I think. Nope. Still needs 1 more creep wave.
Meanwhile, the supports on LG side went on the bot lane with Lion as well as Leshrac. They're trying to gank a Weaver without any detection, which I'm not sure exactly what that was about. I think they were trying to over-rely on the fact that they could Hex and then chain stun right afterward, but I mean, that's just expecting too much. Glyph is already used for the top lane here. I think somebody misclicked because nobody was on that tower. And now here comes the pressure on the mid lane as well. And I think they're going to lose it. There's a TP coming in from the LG side.
Blink Dagger on Bat Rider finally.
Well, I mean, who are you going to kill with it? I guess Kunkka's probably a very good target. Jarro's definitely a great target. I don't think they're going to kill the Weaver with it. Here comes the Blink Bat. Let's see if it's going to get seen. That's a question here.
At this point, LGD China, all they have to do is give some levels to that Lion, because the Lion is level 5 and he needs that level 6 urgently. Once he gets that, then they can go with just whatever.
Fire flying mid here. He sees Mushi. He's going to go for Mushi. No, he wants Ohio. Got to be perfect chain stun, and they will get in. The boat is going to hit, but they are going to get the line as a result. Everybody's on the run here for LG side. Mushi's going to come in for the tower last hit, and I think they want a little bit more as well. X, is there going to be a torrent follow? The call down is going to be there, and he's going to run right out. Unfortunately, the slow is going to apply, and Mushi gets a double kill after a tower kill. I got to say, Orange Esport, more particularly Mushi, the big winner of that team fight.
That's right, absolutely. And Mushi is getting so much gold, he will be able to finish the drums right now if he wants to. If he wants to go for something more greedy, he will always be able to as well. 2 consecutive towers for Orange, also 2 more kills. They lose the Weaver, which is a bit unfortunate, but not the biggest loss in the world. Sylar, on the other hand, not having as great of a game as last time. By this time, last game, he used to have a Battle Fury and pretty much free reign. Now he only has a ring of health and 1100 gold. He can go for the quick.
He also had
percent.
threats by this time last game.
Yeah,
which he does now.
Yeah, he has now as well. But I mean, much more different from last time. This time, LGD China will not be able to bank on that quickly farming anti-mage. At least not in the next 4 to 5 minutes.
Which is okay, because as exchange, they got a Bat Rider, which Magnus last game had Arcane Boost or something like that. And now you have a Bat Rider who's able to set up some ganks and relieve the pressure that Orange Esport will definitely try to put on against Anti-Mage. And who knows, maybe this is the better, I guess, trade-off for them. KYXY with the haste rune, farming on the mid lane. He's going to be going for BKB, which is something that we see more often than I would like, in my opinion, on gyrocopters. I feel like sometimes you got to play him a little bit more glass cannon-ish, but seems like everybody that plays Zhao nowadays just drums BKB, drums BKB.
Well, I mean,
it's a good build. Don't get me
as I
wrong.
said before, it's a good build, and you can't blame the teams for trying to play safe, because playing safe wins games most of the time. However, I agree that it's more interesting to see big damage, big crits very quickly into the game instead. Net and Extinct, these guys rotating a lot. It's kind of like the story of the game, and Extinct is now level 6. So if they can get pretty much anyone except from Anti-Mage, they will be able to kill just straight away with this combination. Windrunner, Leshrac and Lion, not known for being tanky heroes at all. And on the other hand, Bad Rider, while he can get some decent strength gain, will not be able to subsist to damage of Laguna Blade with a Soul Catcher on top of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit too intense. Orange got to be expecting the rotation from Bat Rider. Bat Rider in position to Firefly over these trees, and this is a particular reason why Bat Rider is such a high pick. One of the reasons why it's so hard to actually get a push against him. They want to get Mushi early. They want to get Shadow Demon early as well. Swarm's going to be trying to use the scout on the back line. Here comes the Bat Rider. He wants KYXY. Is he going to get disrupted? That's the question. The boat's going to fly through as well. Applying that Coco Room. KYXY down to about half HP. The cooldown's going to come through. Finger's going to allow them to get the kill. And Ohio is going to be chasing for anybody. 1-for-1 trade so far. They traded for a supportless rack for a carry gyro. Good trade for them, but they also lost a tier 1 tower.
So
meanwhile, though, Sylar getting free farm up top.
He's getting free from top, but oh, Jesus. Wait.
No open cans, Bruno.
Jesus.
Well,
never mind. We have
Sylar,
control of this.
it's okay.
Yeah. Just, sorry. We can go on. Nothing happened.
The 2GD spy has been sent here to destroy the
I'm
BTS
destroying the
studio.
equipment. Yes. Fine. There's a towel for some reason. It was not only a prop.
It's not a problem. It's your
It's my sleep deprivation. But yeah, it's okay. Now I'm back into the game, and we didn't spill anything at all. Let's talk a little bit about Yao, right? Yao was this Windrunner getting into the offlane, trading against the Weaver. He was doing pretty much okay. He still is 65 CS against 70 from Weaver. But what is he getting? I mean, he clearly wants to go for a mech, but he's not getting a mech right now. He still has to wait for a little bit more. And once LGD gets the mech, will they be able to find 5v5 better?
no. I mean, the exact same game plan from last game is to avoid fights.
Yes.
Well, they have a lot less farming on Sylar this game, so it's going to be a lot more difficult. Sylar's going to take a longer time to get the split push going. It's going to be taking a lot more, even longer time to get his Manta, so he could be survivable during that split push. So they're going to try to defend as best they can. But what the big difference in this particular game is, they're going to be a lot better at defending towers. I talked about Bat Rider being able to Firefly over trees, being able to initiate. Even though they're losing these towers, they're at least getting favorable trades in terms of farm, because Sylar's been free farming those. They're defending 4v5. More importantly, they're trading hero kills instead of going 1-14. So I think LGD is in an okay shape. The gold graph suggests that they are down by 7,500 gold, but that is somewhat to be expected when we see this matchup between LGD and Orange. They're always behind by 5,700 gold.
To be honest, the XP is actually in LGD China's favor, and they lost 3 towers compared to Orange's 0 towers lost. So a bit of the gold advantage is also there as well, which at this stage of the game, when you say a gold advantage on 3 towers, it's not as much as a gold advantage, but rather like you use money that we were going to get before, but oh, Chao 8 gets the jump. Great disruption from Shadow Demon is going to prevent KYXY from getting killed. He pops the BKB right now. Now is when the BKB is kind of a clutch moment. He uses the cooldown, but nothing really happens.
Yeah, nobody actually dies here. The tier 1's going to be, or tier 2 is absolutely safe. The cooldowns all being used. So basically, they traded Lasso for a BKB, which I think you're pretty happy if you're Orange Esport. I was absolutely sure that Net was going to get jumped on, but instead they went for the the Gyrocopter, the Kunkka. These are kind of the more important targets, but they got to recognize that if Shadow Demons is on top of his game, which Net definitely is, you're never actually going to get a successful Lasso off because of the disruption.
Right. But not going into Shadow Demon, they were able to just...
They forced out a BKB.
Yeah, they forced out a PKB. I think it's okay. It's a 9-second BKB, I think. No, it was a 10-second BKB. It was the first one, which is kind of a big deal.
That's cool. Defend your towers, that's what you really want
Yep.
here. And Silo's going back to farm. He's farming the enemy jungle now, so, dragging out the game is exactly what LGD wants, and that's exactly what they got.
Orange, on the other hand, is like... are we okay with delaying the game? And if you think about it, LGD China has one and only one late game hero, which is Anti-Mage, and Orange has Gyrocopter, Weaver, and Kunkka, which is not your traditional late game carry, but once he gets enough items, he will be able to just create a splash someone very, very fast. Now DD is in trouble. Mush is gonna find him. Yep, there's a torrent that will connect, and he's going to death.
I like how Mushi has X, but he's just like
No,
too good to use X.
X is easy mode.
Yeah. You
just
got to
have
go
to-
for the style points here.
Right.
Dire gonna be glyphing the structure here. Bat Rider already in position to defend though. All those that poison being very annoying
There's
against
no
Shelly.
anti-mage. I'm not sure if they can just defend without damage output.
They always defend without anti-mage. Sylar just like AFK farm rolled. So, and then Kunkka's gonna back off here. Kunkka and the rest of the team with Sylar pressuring tier 1 mid. There is gonna be a finishing battlefield right now on Sylar. So the farm, let the
20
farm
minutes.
train begin. So
Yeah.
feel free to get up and get a soda or two, make some sandwich.
Make it easy. It's going to be fine. No, but I think if you're Orange right now, you know that Sylar has his Battle Fury. You have to know that he will not be in those team fights.
No,
So now it's more reasons to actually try and struggle and find those team fights as well.
He's coming right now though.
Well, he's coming for the farm. He's
Yeah.
not coming for the team fight. It's
There's
just
a big ancient stack. He's got a double damage. He's like, hey, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Now everyone will leech the experience, so it will not mean as much experience as you normally see. But that's a lot of gold, and he will not be taking all of that. I mean, he's sharing a little bit with the rest of the team, which is also nice all the time. But Sylar getting there, Bad Rider getting level 12. I think level 11 is not as important on Bad Rider because the lasso changes by not that much time. It's just how much? 0.5 seconds. It's pretty much nothing.
Well, earlier you were asking about the late game of LGD and whether they're okay or whether the Radiant's okay with going late. There's some decent late games on LGD, to be fair. Like Yao's playing Windrunner. Windrunner can be a decent late game hero if he gets enough farm. That's a big if. Xiao A's Bat Rider can be decent late game as well, but again, DD being caught out. DD's performance this particular game on his Leshrac has not been impressive. Xiao A gotta be very careful because he's been standing on top of this Observe Ward on the Radiant side for the longest time. And because DD out of position, because of Blink being forced away, they are gonna get a tier 2 tower basically for free. I don't think Orange Esports should be allowed to get 3 towers like these.
Well, they are getting there no matter what, and that was the same last game. They even took, remember, that Rax last game for free. And now Sylar is trying to fight against KYX1. Well, they got the last hit. Sylar is going to run away because he has a haste rune, so he knows that KYXY can't damage him at all. A little bit of farm for each of the teams right now. Gyrocopter probably going for a Dominator, which is a kind of I want to farm a little bit as well kind of item. So I'm predicting another 50+
Farming
minute game.
And I guess since it's a farming game, we're gonna have a lot more time to talk about some of the finer points. I mean, you were there for DreamHack, obviously. Do you remember Bone 7's Bat Rider?
Yes.
That's a late game Bat Rider.
Yes.
For those of you guys that didn't catch those games from DreamHack, it was for one of the games he went Butcher Travel first, which is mind-numbing. It's like, oh look, he has 2k going now. He's gonna pick up a Blink. Nope. Butcher Travel into a Blink, into a 4-staff.
Into Yasha, was it?
BKB, I think, first?
Yeah.
And then a Mask of Madness.
A Mask of Madness. that
So
also, yeah.
the ultra race card build where you just blink in no matter what. You pop a BKB, you pop a Mask of Madness, and you just drag him right next to your team. Basically a one-way Vengeful Spirit swap. And
Pretty much.
It was sick. It was almost impossible to push into.
Yeah.
Now I want to say that the Chinese have not even ever thought of Mask of Madness on Batrider, or at least I never seen them actually try it. So I don't think we'll see it in this particular game. But I think Batrider is a fair late game hero if you could get those initiation off, because pushing up a high ground against Batrider, almost annoying as pushing against a Darkseer or
getting
a
caught again.
Magnus. DD just need to stay in the tower because he's just...
Look at his net worth, 945 gold. That's his net worth. What does he have?
Well, the bot lane though, we'll talk about that later, as Mushi's gonna get finger, he's gonna get blown the
Bam.
hell up. The TP is gonna get cancelled as well. They're gonna get a tier 1 themselves. You can see that rotation immediately. Orange says, well, not gonna defend it, bot. Let's try to get a tower trade. I don't think they will get the tower trade, because here comes Batrider.
Yeah, but he didn't blink into lasso because he doesn't have it. So they're just going to slowly mow down away this tower, and the tower falls.
Yeah.
Oh, nice shackle between Net and KYXY, and if they're smart, they can go on KYXY
Oh,
straight
3
away.
man impale right afterwards, and they're gonna
Okay,
pop the BKB as well. That was a very expensive use.
No, but it's okay. It's clever. The BKB just discourages them from chasing, and if he didn't pop it, who knows what would have happened. But Ryder would have a blink very, very soon, which is very dangerous. KYXY survives, which is the most important thing right now. He didn't go for the Dominator. He went for a Demon Age afterwards. So probably going for either Daedalus or an MKV. An MKV is always good because it forces the Anti-Mage to think if he really wants to go for the Butterfly or he decides to go for something else. As I say that, we see a Yasha plus the Battle Fury in the Anti-Mage. So 5 minutes after getting the Battle Fury, he gets the Yasha and almost enough money to get the Manta style. Will he be able to make a big impact this game? Hard to say, but he's almost level 16, and with that, he'll be able to kill pretty much every support just straight away.
Yeah, again, I don't think he's going to make a big impact through direct team fights until much later. His impact's going to be split pushing, forcing people to TP back to defend towers, making tower trades a lot more favorable for LGD. That's all of the neat package you get from Anti-Mage. His direct team fight influence is not going to be effective because things like Call Down, Flat Cannon, Tiebringer, his illusions, and himself is not going to be a big factor till he picks up a BKB after that Manta. So yeah, Sylar getting his farm on, and it's going to be up to Orange. It seems like Orange is very, very incapable of dealing with the split push. It seems like they don't know how to rotate the hero as well as, for example, when Mushi play Anti-Mage,
Yes.
LGD China was always on top of ganking him, was always on top of farming in the opposing jungle, just basically limiting Anti-Mage's movement. And Orange Esport seems to be unable to do something similar, and because of that, Sylar says, alright, until you figure out how to beat my Anti-Mage, gonna just keep on Anti-Maging you guys.
Yep. And we're going to see the Anti-Mage lost that game, last game. It's pretty much not doing as much of an impact right now. But then again, if you get a 1v1...
Was it the Anti-Mage that lost the game though?
No, absolutely not. That's the thing. Although you could say that if he got, like, was there any other hero that with so much free farm would have done something similar? And I have to answer maybe a Faceless Boy.
Yeah.
But then again...
Well, we'll talk about that later. Batrider is going to get 4 staff out here, thanks to Yao's force. He's got to force himself as well here. The initiation's not really flying through, and you can see that Sylar already split pushing. So at worst, LG is gonna get a tier 2 tower trade. They might get a tier 2 tower and even defend. The Glyph is gonna fly out here from both teams.
sides.
Yeah, and I think they are gonna get the tower here, and they might even defend. The TP is gonna get forced out. That's gonna be from the gyrocopter. They disengage up top. Anti-Mage is gonna get the last hit. No, nice tower deny here, but I think getting a tower deny is absolutely fine here for LGD.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's still one less tower. It means less map control, which means that now the Anti-Mage can do exactly this, which is farm the Radiant jungle. And there's not much you can do about it. Yeah, you still have the tier 1 mid tower, but this part of the jungle that is composed of these 2 medium camps and the 2 large camps. No, large camp and 2 medium camps is not very well defended, and Anti-Mage can jump between that and the Ancients as much as he wants, and it's kind of hard to rotate. Now, will they try to get back some map control? And I think they have to at the moment. Orange has to get some smoke in the combination that was working so well before with the Lina and the Shadow Demon. Now they have Mushi with the Shadow Blade that can help, and also the invisibility of the Weaver can sort of be a way of ganking people if he comes from behind. Net picks up a gem and now is on the warding duty. because they're trying to do Roche, I guess.
Oh, DD, gotta be careful. Can get caught a couple of times. The big difference of this particular game and the last one we just casted is that now LG playing on the dire side. Roshan is in the advantage, and when you split push as hard as Anti-Mage has been doing, those Roche could get fairly easy if you can sneak one. When you have Bat Rider, it's very helpful as well.
And Mushi sees Yao, but decides not to go for it. He's exploring, he's trying to see if he can do something about it. Now he pops the invisibility away. He's going to get some creeps. And do they want to push that lane? No, they just want to create some space so that they can actually go for Roche. But LGD China, they have to know that something's happening, because again, this Anti-Mage is pushing at will. The lane here could be pushed, but no one is there. So they have to be at Roche. And Orange says, I know that you know, so we are going to just come and backstab you. But they see the war, so they decide, okay, let's just stop Sylar again before he takes another tier 2
Well,
tower.
he's gonna take that tier 2 tower because Weaver is not gonna stop him in any means. Again, try to go for the deny. Anti-Mage could TP back home right now and force a fight at Roshan pit. And I think that's gonna be what they do. So this is, I mean, completely scripted out by LG in terms of how they want to play this game. And Sylar, again, very similar to game number 1, not really getting caught out, just farming very safely.
You know the difference between this game and last game? Take a look at the gold graph.
It's not a 10k. It's actually swinging down here as you don't have the Grievous greed to really keep up in terms of farming. Orange Esport has not been actively stacking the Ancients, unlike the Dire, who has been stacking and taking the Ancients. So Sylar and LGD, I see them taking this to a decisive game 3 if the game is not kind of being a hit off the balance here. It's going in a one-way direction where LGD just out-farmed them.
It's a game of, again, waiting for each other's mistakes, but these two teams are playing very, very safe at the moment. LGD China, I think it's the... Is it fair to say that it's the team that plays the safest Dota in the world?
I think DK plays safer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Well, DK plays safer when their offlaner don't go
Yeah.
YOLO Dromo, which
Is kind of like 1 every 3 games.
yeah, which is, you know, sometimes he does.
Sometimes he does.
But Sylar, Burning, yeah, they play very, very safe, and no reason not to. I'm leaning back, hands behind my head, just enjoying.
Yeah. I'm not.
You're not?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it as much as I said before. I like chaotic games. I like people committing mistakes, because mistakes is when kills happen. When you play perfectly. Oh, Sylar. Speaking of mistakes, he almost blinks into KYXY. They don't see him and he blinks back again and he goes outside. They're taking for Roche. No one is doing Roche so far, but they both know that someone wants to do it. So before last game, I would have said that Orange had the better fighting because they had Net in the Sun King and they have lots of AoE. Also with the Alchemist stun and Acid Spray. But right now, I think that if they go for Roche, LGD China has the upper hand with the Bad Rider getting able to just take someone out of the Roche pit, kill himself, and suddenly, kill the other guy, and suddenly it's a 4v5, which is not going to favor Orange that much.
Bat Rider's got to be very careful. He's got the haste room, but if Kunkka X him, it doesn't really matter. To me, is whether Bat Rider could get his BKB before any big fight happens, because once he does have BKB, heroes like Kunkka, even the call down from Gyrocopter, they become very, very weakened. There's already a BKB on Anti-Mage, and I imagine BKB is going to be purchased eventually, maybe on Windrunner, or maybe he's going to just utilize on his positioning. But now you're working against double 4-staff or triple 4-staff, because Line has a 4-staff here as well, and then double BKB on Anti-Mage. Well, X is going to be used on an Anti-Mage, and this is why I feel like you just can't stop this guy. Like, he's been playing so well, you force him to burn a BKB charge because you X'd him. That's cool. And he's gonna continue to split push and force you to go back. You can't push, you can't farm.
It's going to be tough to stop him because there's not as much lockdown as it was last game. I mean, to be fair, the only 2 stuns that you have reliably are the Boat and Torrent from Kunkka. And yeah, and the Light Strike Array from Lina. You can include there the Home and Missile from Gyrocopter, but let's be fair.
That's not a stun.
It's the worst stun in the game.
Yeah.
It's by far the worst stun in the game, and it does nothing against an Anti-Mage at all. So LGD China slowly but surely getting the farm. Even if they can't find the farm in the lanes, they go for the Ancient stacks. They're 4-manning.
4-man Ancient stack.
Classic. But Sylar on the other hand is split pushing. The The only problem that they have right now is that he split pushed the 2 lanes, so either he goes up for the tier 3 or he has to go in the mid lane, but Orange is staying all the time in the mid lane. On the other hand, the problem for Orange by doing that is that they're not getting as much XP. So slowly but surely, the XP graph is going heavily in LGD China's way. Here comes Sylar, and he decides to push.
He's getting X right now. Is there going to be any follow? He pops a BKB. That's the second BKB charge being used on Sylar just to run away. Which again, it's fine. His BKB is not going to be as important this game compared to the last game because we talked about Sanking being able to wait out the BKB and come back in. This game, there's none of that. So I guess you could say LSA maybe, but LSA a lot more difficult spell to land, and Anti-Mage already a lot more mobile. So yeah, I think the BKB charge, if you could dodge a bow, if you dodge your X, that's fine. It's already good enough.
It's fine. It's not fine to have to force yourself to waste a BKB charge on just random Mushi coming to defend thing. But he will have it for the next team fight. I don't know if they will be able to defend now, but rather is trying to look for a push, and cleverly Orange is trying to go as back as possible. And now that they know that Orange is there, they're going to just try and bait. Mushi goes around, sees no one at all, and they just say, well, we're going to push this tower a little bit more, just make some pressure, go back farming the lane. In the meantime, Sylar, having a blast.
Forcing TP. Shadow Demon is going to be the person this time. Oh no, Kunkka is going to be the person TPing back. And again, that's all okay here with LGD. Says, I don't mind burning your TP score once in a while. In fact, I think they're pinging in the mid lane here for LG China. Maybe they can actually make a go attempt here without Kunkka being in the fight.
It's kind of complicated. The other hand of having 3 carry-ish kind of heroes means that you probably don't have as much initiation or as much crowd control in general. So it all depends on that Shadow Demon and Alina to get something happening. Otherwise, they really don't have any initiation at all, so they will not be able to have anything going on for their team fights.
SC has a force, so you can force yourself and drop a disrupt, and you have Kunkka and LSA to follow up, which is pretty long range spells. But yeah, I don't think Orange Esports is looking to basically aggressively take a fight. They have to just go for a pick-off, which is hard against multiple 4-staff, against multiple BKB. Xiao 8's gonna find himself net. If you could grab net here, that could prove pretty decent. He does net. He does have BKB as well. And here it comes. Well, while net just explodes. KYXY is gonna get surrounded by everybody. He does have the BKB. They blink back out right now. Yao's gonna be very, very low. Where's his 4-staff? He doesn't have it. He's so damn low. He's gonna go down to a single Sakuji. Can he juke? Can he juke? Can he juke? One more hit.
Nope.
And no more Women just came off cooldown.
Oh, wow. The Swarm also kills.
Nice.
And there's the Gem of True Sight right there, and Sylar picks it up because fortunately for him, he still has a slot. But that will mean a free erosion. Oh no, there's a buyback right now. Well, that's a good buyback, I think. Mushi trying to go for the creeps, farming a little bit. Very, very close to that Demon Edge that will allow him to transition into Daedalus. And once he gets there, if he gets a good crit out of invisibility, we'll be able to pretty much wipe the other team's support. Net coming back after his death. X-Team following just straight behind, and they're going for Roche right now. They know that there's no Bad Rider for 25 seconds, and without a Bad Rider, LGD China has no initiation. They can't do anything in the Roshan pit. So it's going to be a little bit of harassment, but in the end it'll mean Orange will get in Aegis, and who will they put it in? Is it KYXY?
Oh, nice two-man stun. Where's Anti-Mage? Is he coming back in to blink in for the steal? He does not have buyback against BKB. Blinks and pops the BKB. He picks up the Aegis. No, he doesn't. It was the gyrocopter. Ooh. JK, that's going to be used right now, and Lion's going to get 1 kill. And Gyrocopter, he already popped the BKB. He's going to eat an Impale. He can get Finger as well. Finger can get cooldown, and it's going to be the Mana Void for a double kill on Sylar. Sylar mans up. He bought BKB without buyback in that team fight, and he just went for it. And, well, it paid off heavily. Xiao A coming back in, and, well, Fireflying to celebrate for a couple kills. It's going to be at least a tier 1, tier 2. Possibly a tier 3. There's buyback on Kunkka, but I don't think you use the buyback now, do you?
No. The only one that bought back was Yao, the previous fight, I think. But I mean, I think LGD just won this.
Yeah, I really think so as well. The Aegis not doing a single thing, and now there's buyback on Sylar. There's still, I mean, again, there's still buyback available on Kunkka, but I think they're gonna lose a tier 3 in the next 10 seconds. Finally a buyback on Gyrocopter, and they will respect that buyback and back off. Really think they could have waited till Kunkka comes back, but no, they got 2 towers on top. Blink Dagger now up online, a pile of gold up on top lane for Sylar to farm that. So
it all hinged on that Roshan. I mean, Orange had to take that Roshan without getting too many casualties. The Gyrocopter dies, Kunkka dies. It's pretty much the worst case scenario for them. They lose 2 tier 2 towers. Now they are in a tower disadvantage for the first time in all series. There's only 1 tier 2 tower top that they're waiting to take, but other than that, LGD China is completely in control. I think, yes, they're already ahead in gold. They're way, way ahead in experience. And Orange, all that early game advantage that they had, all the 3 carries that were getting gold. Now, yes, they're getting gold, but comparatively, Anti-Mage has as much gold net worth as 2 of those carry combined, any 2. It's certainly going uphill for Orange right now.
Yeah, I feel like Anti-Mage also uses the gold better.
Yeah.
Compared to Kunkka, compared to maybe not Gyrocopter since Flat Cannon is pretty OP spell, but I feel like Sylar is able to hit more hero in team fights because he could get to them. Despite Flat Cannon, in theory hits everybody in team fight. Flat Cannon it's an okay spell, but with the initiation power that you get from a Blink Bat, now a Blink Line with 3 Force Staff on your team, I just don't expect him and Kunkka to have any big impact. So Sylar gonna TP back out. Didn't get X or anything. Gonna farm all the juicy creep wave on the bot lane. Now up to another 5k almost. What is he gonna go? Basher time?
Maybe. What I'm thinking right now is either if he goes Basher or whatever, I think Orange's only solution right now is saying, okay, let's put a rapier on this guy, the Gyrocopter.
Well, did you have Weaver? Weaver has decent farm.
Initiation
Force
on
staff.
net, he force staff, goes, blinks. DD just runs away. There's a swarm coming. Ultimate. Oh, net gets picked. Well, he died.
Yeah, where's the Sylar coming in right now? Sylar is in the middle of everything. He does not have the Basher just here. KYXY does not pop the BKB. BKB is out. Blink here from DDC, a second too late. And Jawa wants to turn around the fight here. The big crit coming out from the Tidebringer. Not going to be big enough, though. BKB is back out. It's Xiaoe and the rest of the team going to re-engage. He blinks forward. Nothing. Force Staff's going to be coming back down. Shackle shot. It's going to latch. What a hackle here. And that's going to be a kill on KYXY. He doesn't have buyback. Extinct's going to go down as well. We might see the GG right now because Sylar blinks forward, and that tier 3 tower, well, it's down about half HP, and I think the Raxus will fall very, very quickly after 6k going Anti-Mage as well. So he could buy back and Butcher travel back instantly. Lina buys back. I don't think that buyback enough will drive off the LGD team.
No, absolutely not. It's going to need more than that, but Gyrocopter is dead and he has no buyback just because he bought back in the fight before. So I would expect the tier 3 tower just going away. Ned is going to try and disrupt Sylar maybe. No, he can't even disrupt him. He just puts the Soul Catcher on him. But Sylar is way too tanky right now. He has almost 2k HP. He has a Butterfly and a BKB. So he's just afraid of anything. As I say that, he's taking quite some damage.
Ooh, X is going to be used on Yao right now. Yao does not have... Ooh, nice force out from the ally. LSA is going to miss as a result. Everybody back getting off. They do have X coming off cooldown here. Xiaoe. Uh-oh, he doesn't have the blink because of Firefly. There's a blink. I did not know that blink debuffs swarms for you. Okay, that's cool.
Apparently, he got them away just by BKBing, which is kind of cool. But we asked before, what does LGD do when they were losing? They were 114. What does Orange do now? And that's kind of a harder question.
Yeah, Orange, I feel like they can't actually initiate. Talked about it multiple times. The BKB really counters X initiate. It counters things like Disrupt initiate. So it actually has to basically wait for LG mistake, especially when they're initiating on you. Like if Backrider grabs the wrong person, or if you get a good Disrupt after he grabs, you just collapse on the bat, kill him quick, and then move on. Kill DDC, for example, kill Leshrac, but I just don't see it happening. LG has to make so many mistakes in a row, and I don't think they will. Or you, I guess, cope Mushi to get big crits. He does pick up Daedalus, so you don't know how teamfight could go if you get one 800 damage crit on everybody.
If you get one crit, you can pretty much win a teamfight out of nowhere, because that's how Kunkkas work. But it's still not enough. I mean, he will not be able to kill the Anti-Mage, and he will not be able to kill the Bad Rider straight away. The other ones is kind of a toss-up. I really like the fact that KYXY is saving money. He has 2.9k.
Yeah, they're going to blink and they grab KYXY. BKB's going to get used on everybody. And Sylar, well, he's going to work. The finger's going to be used as well. The bolt flies off. The call down flies off. Nothing. And now Blink Line comes in with the Impale. They see Mushi. Can Mushi make it away? The dust is going to prevent him from doing so. That's a second kill. And look at how well the Dire team's chasing. Shackle's going to follow through. Buybacks or no buybacks. Everybody's dead. Sylar picks up a triple, and it'll surprise me greatly if Orange don't tap out now.
GG.
Yeah.
And there it goes.
On cue, LGD wins this one. It's not through a farming war. It's just through great mobility. The BKB to me sealed the deal. Orange build a lineup that if they don't win big before the BKB comes out, there's just no answers. The Weaver wasn't big enough to deal with multiple BKBs.
Nope. And as much as there was a greedy lineup from Orange, and it seemed to be paying off because they were doing pretty much okay during the lanes, it was not enough. And in the same way that the Anti-Mage didn't win the game last game, didn't lose the game for LGD China last game, I have to say it was not the Anti-Mage that gave them the edge right now, but it's rather the Bat Rider.
Yeah, the Bat Rider, the follow-up on the Windrunner. The line did very well. The Leshrac did okay here in the team fight. Also, the lack of Sand King.
Yes.
I feel like Sand King, it seems like maybe perhaps LG has figured it out. If you ban Sand King against this team, they lose a ton of great support. They lose a ton of great mid-game team fight. And, well, let's see if LGD will continue banning on, and not too sure why these players are staying in for the game.
Yeah. Well,
There you go.
the Orange player left, so it's only Lion staying behind. He's walking back to the base.
Do I need to go to next door and ask the girls to give you a recharge or something? Because you're like...
I'm going to die. No, but really, it's a bit of jet lag right now. I'm feeling a bit sleepy, but it's okay. Only one more game. It's going to be fine. It's just LGD and Orange are not cooperating with lots of action.
Good talk, Bruno.
It's fine. Well, I wanted Orange to win. I wanted Orange to win. I really think
You want
that
Orange to win because they win quick.
because they win quick. No, because I like aggressive Dota to be rewarded, and I don't like safe Dota to be rewarded.
I want to see an 80-minute farming game with a Spectre. That's all I'm asking.
You want to see me cry?
Yeah, I do. I do.
He just wants to see me cry. But yeah, going to game 3 again. It seems that Orange and LGD China cannot be in a game where they don't go to the max amount of games. They seem to not be able to be in a game that goes below 40 minutes.
The viewers get what they want. They want great, exciting games that go to best of 3 or best of 5.
I don't understand your definition of exciting. Great games, possibly.
Yeah.
Exciting, it's a bit too much.
That's a relative term.
Yeah.
Let's send it back to
let's just put
the.
it like that.
Let's send it back to the analysts.
Go analysts.
Man, after that thrilling cast at the end there, I'm just feeling energized, refreshed, and good to go.
Woohoo.
I mean, in all seriousness, though,
Anti-Mage.
it was not the most exciting game, but I think we do see one of the big weaknesses of RNG Sports here, which is if they don't have a lineup that can just keep on grouping up and fighting early and often, I feel that's where they really struggle as a team. They didn't take advantage of their good start. They were doing well in the laning stage. Weaver out farming the Windrunner. You had the tri-lane where Sylar's Anti-Mage was shut down very heavily. And then the mid lane, Mushi wasn't dying against Bat Rider. They got a kill from an early smoke gank on net. The laning stage was good for them, and they should have been able to snowball that. You get a quick Shadow Blade on your Kunkka. You can go and find pickoffs. You can punish the Anti-Mage when he's split pushing. They barely ever ganked him. If they're going to sit back and farm, they need to be stacking camps more. We barely saw anything. You have Kunkka and Gyrocopter. That is such a good lineup to clear out camps, but they didn't do it. I thought either you just you basically just strangle them, you find pickoffs, and you out-farm them. They just tried to group up way too early. BKB and Weaver against a Bat Rider, against a Lion, all these instant disables. Would have much rather seen a Lincoln Sphere. A lot of decisions I didn't like from RNG Sports in that game, but LGD China, if you let them play their game and you let it drag on, they will beat you late. Orange is just not equipped to take that kind of a game.
So the first thing I think that went wrong for them was not securing Bat Rider first. You can't let a team pick Bat Rider in the second pick. It's not worth getting Shadow Demon and Xiao 8. Was it Xiao 8? Whoever played the Bat Rider played it pretty well, and they got the first 2 towers, the top T1 and the middle T1, pretty easily. But ever since after the T1 fight on bottom, things started to go downhill for Orange. They didn't transition well from their aggressive early game into starving out LGD. I think they had sufficient late game to deal with a super stacked Anti-Mage if they had equal farm, but I mean they had Kunkka with his massive amount of splash, they had Gyrocopter with flat cannon, they have Weaver I think all three of those compared to just one Anti-Mage can do it. One thing I also didn't like is how they didn't actually execute any X-Smoke ganks or X-Shadowblade ganks on the Anti-Mage. He got shut down fairly hard early, especially him giving up First Blood just a couple minutes in, and almost the First Blood before the creep spawn. So he had a really bad start, but they didn't punish him for it. They just let him get Battle Fury, and once he got Battle Fury Manta, once he got Manta, just all those other items, and they didn't kill him, I don't think, for the rest of the game, which is very surprising.
And I think the biggest thing was their lineup just wasn't. Sure, they have this great team fight, right? They had so much AoE. You have your call down, you have gyrocopter flat cannon, you have the Kunkka boat as well. Lots of AoE, but it's hard to set that up because you're up against Batrider. That hero just completely neutered their ability to take team fights. I thought that was the biggest issue for them is they tried to take it into the late game without securing a massive farm advantage and relying on team fight, but you just can't rely on team fight against Batrider unless you have something like a silencer, some hero that really punishes Batrider when he jumps in, and they were punished for it. So I didn't really like the way that RNG Sports played that in the mid game, and mostly it's just not their style. Their style is win the lanes really freaking hard and then pressure off of that and starve the enemy team and then break the base. To just sit back and try to 5-man that early didn't suit their lineup. I don't think it suits their team
They
either.
needed Scythe of Ice, too. They didn't have any Scythe of Ice carriers, which actually hurts them pretty hard. They didn't have enough lockdown for the Anti-Mage. They started trying to gank him, like, past the 30-minute mark, but he had too many items past then. If they had maybe one more lockdown, they had, like, Shadow Demon into a Torrent into a Light Strike Array, but that isn't too much lockdown, especially when their Weaver gets a defensive item first in the BKB. Again, a little bit of questionable plays from Orange, but again, they had a really good start that game. But LGD is one of the better teams at recovering and just punishing aggressive play that doesn't actually.
LGD likes to wait for
anything.
you to make a mistake, and RNG Sports definitely made those mistakes.
They don't know how to handle split push, which is very surprising to me, just because every other team and their mother split pushes. Like, how many times have we seen Anti-Mage in between these two teams? But they pretty much just 5-man and got out farmed, even though they had like a 10-3 kill advantage early. Yeah.
Well, in the end, guys, that's going to wrap up our analysis. A tough game for Orange Esports. The good news for them, they'll go to a Game 3. They'll have a fresh draft. Let's see if they can bounce back.
Fresh draft. Anti-Mage.
Please ban Anti-Mage. I don't think Bruno can take another Anti-Mage game. We'll see if he gets banned. He's giving us the 2 thumbs up. It's the Alienware Cup brought to you by Beyond the Summit. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with our deciding Game 3.